Let's see. I'm going to send you a link. Trying to see the best way to send you a link. Oh, you know what? Move option. Okay, let's see. Yes, I'm on. Of course, yeah. It's just yeah. All right. You know, it's not giving me a YouTube. You did? No, it should be. It's live now. The Red Pill News Dispensary. And it should say, yeah, that's it. Yeah. And I'm just gonna address some people in the chat, okay? Hello, everybody. We're just about to be live. Well, we are live. We're just about to get started here. This is the Red Pill with the Red Pill News Dispensary. For those of you who are new, welcome. For those of you who have been around and know how we do things, you know how sometimes we just kind of wait for things to fill up a little bit. So, okay, I see a lot of new names. That's good. So I'm here with, I have Susan here. Um, are you ready? All right. Just about to get going here. Just waiting for it to fill up. We have a very special guest this evening. All right. All right, so this is the Red Pill. Welcome to the Red Pill News Dispensary. I see a lot of new names out there. How you doing? I also see some familiar names. Welcome back. We have a very special guest. I have been very excited to speak to this woman. She is amazing. She is the utmost expert when it comes to the Oroville Dam, and she has been following it for years. That's one of the things. A lot of people all of a sudden are very interested in this, and she has been following it since in 2017. You know what? Let's introduce Susan. Um, Susan? No. Okay. Susan?
I'm here.
Okay. So this is Susan Wolding,
Hello.
and she is a researcher into the Oroville Dam, and she has been researching for many years. And I was looking at your research as far back as 2017, when there was a break in the dam. And do you want to tell us a little bit more about how you started with your research into it?
Okay, well, um, in February 2017, everybody knows that the dam developed that big, huge hole in the spillway. And they had an overflow at the emergency spillway, which is a big weir. And then down below the weir is a big hump of cement that's on top of the bedrock. But this weir that they have at the dam is not anchored to the rock. So it's just sitting on top of the rock. Anyway, the water went over that, and then all the landfill that was below that went down into the river and caused it to clog up down there. So here they are, they have this clogged up dam, or clogged up river below, and they're worried about the pump house getting flooded. And all the time, this big old hole is developing in the spillway, and they had to use the spillway 3 more times after that, even with the big hole there. So the hole got bigger and bigger, and it ended up being 80 foot deep by 300 foot wide. It's not
Wow.
small. So I'm watching this thing. I have family there. I have friends. I have high school friends. I have relatives, aunts, uncles, cousins. I mean, Sacramento Valley, San Jose Valley, and I just
That must be quite the driving force. I mean, you have all those family members
yeah,
living right there.
yeah, they're still there.
Wow.
Yeah, and a lot of people, I keep telling them that they're just not listening. They think that the infrastructure is just fine, and they're not in any danger. And I just keep showing them proof and everything, but you know,
So are they like most people that we come across, kind of in this niche, in this community where, nothing to see here, no problem. They kind of, for the most part, they're not too worried.
yeah, they just want to go about their life and everything be hunky dory.
Yeah, yeah,
If there's a blue sky, they're happy. They even don't see the chemtrails up in the blue sky. I mean,
yeah.
they think
Right.
it's the contrails of the jets, and we all know that it's not.
Yes. See, I didn't even know that you
Well,
were into the chemtrails. I'm actually, I was introduced by the chemtrails by Richard from Boston. I'm actually wearing his shirt. A couple people in chat were mentioning that, so I just wanted to address that real quick. But yeah, so that's very interesting. Now, I mean that's a driving force. If anything else, I mean that when you have family in the danger zone like that, and with what's going on now, for some of the audience who is a little bit new to the Oroville Dam, and why it could be potentially dangerous and a potential disaster. Um, what could you explain? As far as like the increased Sierra snow caps, and why it is, why people are looking at it as such a potential threat at this particular year
sure.
and moment.
Sure, well, the snowpack up in the mountains is 220% above average, they say.
Wow.
So if it stays cold, of course, it's going to just be up there, but it's not. It's getting hot. It's getting in the 90s. in the hundreds up there.
Yeah, the 100. And
So,
I saw the 10-day forecast. It looks like basically all 90, high 90s and hundreds. Outside of maybe one day.
yeah, and besides that, because of all the fires that they had up there at Paradise and even on the other side of Oroville, and then, they have fires all the time. Shasta had a fire. So then that makes the hillside more easy for the water to go faster down, than sinking in behind trees and stuff like that. It just goes right down the hill. So it's even more potential for more water to come into Oroville. Because Oroville is the tallest dam. It's 900 feet at the weir and then 922 feet at the dam face.
Okay.
So it holds a lot of water.
Yeah.
And there's 9 lakes and reservoirs behind this thing that dump into Oroville.
Now, in 2017, the dam did partially break, correct?
Well, the spillway.
The spill.
I guess both spillways. It's not really a dam break. They don't call it a dam break. It's a
Oh,
dam
I'm
break
sorry.
when it actually comes down.
Okay.
What happened was the water in the lake overflowed over the emergency spillway first. And then they had to open the spillway to relieve it. And then there was lack of maintenance in the spillway caused water to go under the spillway and start busting up underneath there. And that's what happened. It started making a big hole. So then they turned it off because of this hole. And while they're inspecting it, the emergency spillway is the water's starting to come over again. So they had to open it 3 more times after that. With that big hole.
3 more times?
Getting bigger and bigger,
And so, since then they've rebuilt that spillway, correct?
Yeah, they rebuilt the spillway, and then they put like a big concrete step pattern guard on the mountainside underneath the weir, and then they put a buttress behind the weir.
Okay.
Kind of like a big block of concrete behind this big hump of concrete. So they're just trying to stabilize that thing on top of the rock, because it's just sitting on top of the rock up there. So they're trying to stabilize it with that undercollar, I guess you could call it. And they even put a secant wall, which is an underground wall of concrete.
I'm sorry about that. You were saying? I'm sorry. You got interrupted like that. I put one phone so that I wouldn't be interrupted, but the other phone that I never get phone calls on suddenly got a phone call. Sorry about that. It's a live show.
Yeah, so that.
In fact, I've been frantically searching for a charger, which I just found, just to make sure that But yeah, so the people understand that in 2017, the spillway, since the dam that you just described, it's been rebuilt. And as far as the way they rebuilt it, when we were speaking earlier, there was a specific thing they did that you didn't agree on it being the best way to rebuild. When you were telling me about how they did the rock.
There's a couple things, but one thing, it's like the people that are awakened, or the people that realize
that are waking up.
The grand solar and all that, right?
Yeah.
They say the poles are shifting. So
yeah.
The pattern, the stair pattern that they made on the emergency spillway, or underneath the emergency spillway, is actually in the pattern for the North American. You know how your toilet bowl flushes? It flushes to the left and then it goes to the right down the toilet, right?
Yes.
So if the pole shift, it's going to be opposite. So they didn't allow that, and it's kind of
That's very interesting.
for
How it's
anybody that doesn't believe in the grand solar and solar minimum and the pole shifting. It would be hard for them to even come to that realization, but it's just the fact that they made it so concrete. It's a concrete structure, but it's a concrete. I mean, it's in stone. They can't change it now, and it's going the way that the world is right now. But if the pole shift, then it's not going to work.
yes.
So that's one thing. And then on the spillway, when they were putting in the drainage pipes and that, I noticed everything. I'm just one of those people that notices things.
Well, you are probably
using this gravel.
Yeah, you are the go-to
gravel was just all
researcher for
different
this
sizes.
game.
It was really small, down to dirt, sand, whatever, all the way up to maybe a pea size.
Wow.
Yeah, so that drainage is going to get clogged, and it did get clogged. It did when they were building. The drainage did get clogged, and they said that there was a problem with that, but yet they continued to use the same size all the way up. They didn't change it.
Despite knowing this, they just...
Yeah, it's even in the records. It's even in the reports, the block reports about the gravel.
Wow.
And, I don't know why they just didn't
This isn't 40 years ago. We're talking 2017, correct? We're talking, right? We're talking in 2017 when they...
Yeah.
So this isn't like, a long time ago when it was first built. We're talking in 2017, they're making these type of mistakes. That blows my mind, You would think there would be some type of oversight to prevent such things from happening.
So right now, the way the dam sits, or the spillway sits right now, I listen to Scott Cahill and Paul Preston and Robert B. And they're all Paul Preston is he's the guy that started the new California movement. Okay. So he hangs around with or is really tight with Scott Cahill. And Scott Cahill is a dam expert. He would do the inspections on dams for safety.
Yes.
And so, he knows when something's wrong. And he's been pointing out things since the very beginning, like cracks in the foundation of the gates, the undersized gravel. What else? Spalling happening. Spalling is when the concrete separates from the rebar.
Yeah, actually, I'm familiar with that term. Yes, when concrete separates from the rebar. I'm familiar with that term.
And then the seepage underneath the weir, that big concrete structure, the emergency spillway, there's actual seepage coming underneath the weir. And they even put drainage pipes in to catch it.
Wow.
So it's a fact.
Wow.
Yeah, but then, when you ask them about it, they say, all dams leak. But, when you look at it, it's an earthen dam and it's old. And so most of the rock, the structure of the rock is breaking down constantly because of age. And really the rock that's in that is, what's ablogonite? It's what they use to make gravel and roadside rock.
Yes.
So it's only like really a medium grade rock. It's not even a hard grade rock.
Yeah. What?
Water could carve it,
Yeah, that's unbelievable. That just blows my mind. Now, wow. So, okay, can you talk a little bit about the spillway and your confidence in the spillway? Because there's been talking about potentially having to use the spillway soon, because you guys have, such high temperatures coming. Yet I don't know if the snow, the Sierra snow caps, is that correct? Sierra snow caps. They're at, I heard 202%. Last I heard it was 220%.
Right.
Compared to the average. And that sounds like a recipe for disaster to me.
Yeah, well, they have to keep up with the flow. There's the inflow and there's the outflow. The inflow
Yeah.
is from all the dams and lakes above and
Yeah.
all the watershed.
Yes.
And the outflow is what they push out of the Oroville Dam. So they have the Hyatt power plant working for them, which has 6 turbines, but right now one of them is not working. So they can flow about, I think it's 13,000 cubic feet per second out of the Hyatt power plant. And then they have the diversion tunnels that maybe push 5,000. So together, that's 18,000 cubic feet per second. So if the water comes in higher than that and keeps coming in higher than that, they can't keep up. So then they have to open the spillway, or they let it flow over the rear.
And that's called that's what some people refer to as like the emergency spillway or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
That's down a mountainside and down. It goes over this hump of concrete, and it's the overflow valve, you would say. Goes down the steps, and then from the steps is.
Let me see. Oh, we're back up. We're back up. Okay. We're back up. Hopefully, people start filtering back in. Guys, you can hit the. Oh wow. Okay. All right. I'm back up. I'm back up. All right. It seems like there's somebody that, well, it seems like they don't want this up, but looks like, hold on. Let me just add this little extra protection here. Okay. And then yeah, if people want to share that, so I'm gonna share with my audience that we're back up, and if you want to do the same, then hopefully we can get people back. And if not, a lot of people can catch it and they'll see that we're back up. Oh yeah, the numbers are starting to go back up. So yeah, so that was funny. We were talking about the spillways, and some of the weaknesses, and well, you could probably explain it better, but that was interesting. That was interesting how it went down like that. See, that's when you know you're close to the truth. I've been doing this long enough where when you get too close to the truth, they try to, and I say they, and it's really the powers that be. They don't want any panic, and so if you guys can actually hit that like button, I just want to make sure that people get this information. So, do you wanna start off where we left off when we went down? Because it's filling back up now.
I'm trying to think. I guess we're on the emergency spillway, and how the steps were going towards the right in a circular fashion. The water would go over the rear and then down the steps, and they would go in the toilet bowl fashion, like in the north, in the United States. But like if you're in Europe or over at the other pole, right?
Yeah.
The toilet bowl will flush the opposite way. It'll flush to the left. Ours flushes to the right. So if you look at the steps of the emergency spillway, they're going to the right. So if we get a pole shift, the water will go to the left, right? And the stairways will be totally no good. I mean, it won't work. It'll be going against the water.
Wow. So
yeah,
now
that was
why
just something
wouldn't
that
they?
I came up with,
Now,
It's,
so is that just a huge error that was made, or is that just, or am I not grasping exactly what you're saying?
I mean, because like the grand solar minimum is bringing on the pole shift.
Yes.
I mean, it depends who you listen to out there, and I hate to even think that's really going to happen, or if it is happening.
Well, I heard that the North Pole is shifting towards Europe. That's at least what I've heard, and then also I've heard that it's shifting towards us, here in the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah.
There's lots of
So
theories
you all
out
know
there.
that it shifted if your collarbone flushes to the left.
Well, yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, because right now it goes to the right.
Oh, so you're talking about that the poles, revert, like, the total flip.
Yep.
Wow.
And that's when the big freeze happens, That's kind of why I'm in Florida.
Yeah.
Because it's like the safest place, I think.
It's probably one of the safer places, right?
There's a lot of springs here, water springs.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that will change too. That might change too. But, I was just thinking, where's the safest place to be? And I think it's here. And I'm in a protected area where the Indians went when the hurricanes came, so I feel pretty safe. But, and as far as the spillway, Scott Cahill and Paul Preston, they're saying that there's falling happening on the walls, at the bottom of the walls. And we saw them at nighttime.
You can see the fires. We were talking about this earlier.
Doing something by the walls. And then some of the guys that gave me photos of falling at the bottom of the walls. And then the gate structure too had some too. But it's like people really care, and they keep sending me pictures of different things, and I have to research and make sure that it's correct.
Yeah.
Before I even say anything. I'm not a damn expert. I did concrete designing before for Chelsea, and that's about the experience that I have. I'm an artist and a musician. I'm totally opposite. I'm not a construction worker or anything like that. I'm just going by my intuition. I'm going by my heart and what I see.
And your family, like you said.
The board of contractors, I think it's called board of, I believe it is. Anyways, but in those, I'll have to have it.
All right, guys. So I just I was trying to make a switch up the audio, but it just wasn't working out. You guys should be able to hear me better now. Susan, you there?
You hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay.
Yes, we hear you.
Okay.
All right. So now, I know that a lot of people, they're worried now because a lot of the talk has been how close the Oroville Dam is to paradise. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Are you there?
Yeah, you should be. You should be live. Hey, listen. I'll call her again. Yeah, all these technical difficulties all of a sudden. Oh, you there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So, did you hear my last question, or should we go on to the next question?
Yeah, about the lake level. Yeah, Nicholas is shouting at me here on the live chat, saying, bring up about them filling up the lake. Right? It's like you got a bunch of scared people down below. They had to evacuate in like minutes. Got stuck on the freeway in traffic, probably crying in their car because they can't get out of the way of the potential disaster. And then here, DWR is filling the lake up to 899. That's what they said.
Yeah.
And putting these people at risk, because there's leakage under the weir, there's leakage under the dam gate structure, the spillway gate structure. We saw the dirt going down the spillway. The spalling, the cracks. There was a crack recently on the side in the dirt that they just filled up. Just things. It's like, why are they filling it up so much and scaring the people when they don't have to? Okay, so they're saving the water. They're transporting all that water down to Los Angeles. Because the dams and the lakes down there had algae in them really bad and poisoned the water. So Oroville had to take over and send them water. So that's, like 40% of the water is going to Los Angeles.
Huh. 40%. Wow.
What?
40%. That's that's a lot of water.
Yeah, it is. So they still, there's a big water war going on anyway in the state of California. They not only suck the water out of the land so bad that it's sinking now, and then, they don't use it for California, they sell it to other countries. There's people that are getting rich off the water from the ground.
Yes. And that's kind of what I was getting at. I worry that, there's a lot of potential for, that land is extremely valuable. And after seeing what happened to Paradise, and now, what we're seeing with, the potential for a disaster at the Oroville Dam, let's just hypothetically, if things were to go sideways with Oroville Dam, how would that look, and how would that affect the surrounding communities?
Well, we're talking. Okay, so the potential would be either a gate getting stuck or a couple gates. They have actually 5 of the gates bound together, kind of by a plate. There's 5 gates that work together, and then there's 3 gates that work together. There's 8 gates all together. So if one of those gates and the 5 gates that are together get stuck, the other ones might get stuck at the same time in that 5, right? So if that happens, then a whole lot of water is going to come out the spillway and do flooding down below. Okay, that's one potential. Then, and the other one, if that happens, the river would get backed up and the powerhouse would get flooded, and maybe an explosion in the powerhouse from the turbines. So then the powerhouse is close to the actual face of the dam. So with that explosion, it could cause the face of the dam to get damaged. But what Scott Cato is saying, that if that river gets clogged down below by debris or whatever from the spillway or from the emergency spillway,
yes,
the potential of a whirlpool happening from the spillway water coming down at the same time and going over into that canal where the powerhouse and the face dam are opposite each other, and that whirlpool would just start cutting away at the dam face, and that could bring it down.
Wow.
And then the other one is below the rear, the emergency spillway. If water starts pouring over that, nobody knows how well that roller compacted concrete will hold up because it's porous, for one.
Now that's what I heard myself.
No rebar reinforcement in the steps at all.
I spoke to somebody who was down there.
there.
I actually spoke to someone who was down there recently, and they were so surprised by the lack of rebar.
The rebar in the spillway, there's tons, but there's no rebar in the steps of the emergency spillway. It's just total.
Yeah, that's what they were talking about. The emergency spillway.
There's layers, because each step is one layer, 1 foot.
Wow.
But since it's porous, that means that the water can carve it out.
And now, speaking of the water carving out, I don't think people exactly understand. I mean, I think they do, but it's almost hard to even put into words the power of water. And, I mean, what it could, I mean, we were talking earlier, and you mentioned the Grand Canyon. I mean, that was made by water. I mean, the
Colorado River, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. The strength of, just that much water, just downstream, just, coming. I mean, that's scary. And now earlier you were talking about algae and poison in lakes, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, there's an algae. I think it's called blue-green algae. I'm not positive on that, but when it gets hot up there, which is starting to get hot now, the algae blooms come into the lakes, most of the lakes up there.
Well, that can't be good.
They when the algae dies, it poisons the water.
Wow.
But it keeps growing. It's like never-ending growth, So it dies and it makes the water really poisonous. If a dog were to go in the water, it could die. A baby went in the water in 2017. A baby and a mama went in the water, and the baby had to be rushed to the hospital.
Wow.
Because it got poisoned. Just waiting in the water could poison you. So all this water in the south, especially San Joaquin, I think it is. San Juan Dam? San Juan? I had a list of all the dam names, but there's certain dams that get the algae more, and they actually have to shut them off, until they get it under control. So that's drinking water, and Los Angeles suffers from it, and other cities. There's some cities in California that don't even have running water out of their sink. They have to buy the water from water trucks and live that way with tanks in their yard. Yep.
I mean, this is crucial. This is so important. The Oroville, it affects the drinking water. I mean, I was just thinking of it more so like, okay, it breaks or the spillway, if it's not as successful as they hope, and it kind of deteriorates and liquefies, then, that kind of, that whole area kind of, I was just thinking like destruction. But we're talking poison water. We're talking the water supply, 40% of the water goes to LA. I mean, there's so many layers to this dam and the importance of this dam. And
and it's making electricity too. So that's another thing.
Yeah.
The Oroville Dam, as far as I know, hasn't got the algae problem. And they're combating it in different dams with black balls. They have these floatable black balls that they cover the whole lake with. I mean,
really?
Millions of these things. things. And there's actually a YouTube
Really?
video.
I would love to see a picture of that. So they used to have like millions of these black balls on a lake.
Yeah, and they cover the surface of the lake, and so
That's
the algae
amazing.
doesn't grow because it's, but what about the fish? The fish need the oxygen,
Yeah.
and they need the sunlight,
Oh. Yeah,
So,
I
I
mean,
don't know.
I don't think the fish are too happy in that situation with
I saw that
a
comment.
million
Somebody
black
had a lot of
balls.
comments up here.
Yeah,
If I can find it. Oh, it says copper sulfate kills algae.
copper
Just
sulfate.
the broken tube said that.
Okay.
Must be a smart guy.
And who was that? A broken cue. Actually, I think I know that name.
But that's the broken tube. He's a lynch for you, and he said, kill
Oh,
algae
yeah, of
add
course.
copper
Yeah,
sulfate.
yeah. Yeah, of course. I know who that is. I thought you said something. Yeah. Yeah, he's very intelligent. Right, all of my mods
You'd have
are
to add a lot of it
extremely
for it.
intelligent.
Did you know that the Oroville Dam actually has another powerhouse in the bottom of it? The Oroville Lake has a powerhouse from the dam that's below it that got taken out. And their powerhouse is underneath the water of the Oroville Dam. And
Really?
also a whole city of Native American buildings is underneath there.
Like an abandoned city, like you said, or you said a burial ground as well.
The burial ground's underneath the spillway.
Oh, that's creepy.
I know. And when they were taking out when the spillway was getting destroyed, the water went off to the side, off to the left, and it started chipping out the cliff.
Yeah.
And there was an actual second burial ground in the cliff, and somebody had reported that they found 2 skeletons down in the river.
Wow.
I don't know if that's true or not, because I couldn't.
Oh.
There's no way to figure that one out.
Well, that's kind of hard to confirm.
There was 2 burial grounds. One was underneath the spillway. They built the spillway on top of the burial ground, and then the other burial ground was up on top of that cliff. And when it got mauled, pretty much with the water, I don't know what happened with all the burial sites.
Wow.
But they really chunked that mountain off.
And then you mentioned the city. What is that about the a city underneath? Like it was an old city, or.
Well, not an actual city that we think of. It was a Native American village.
A village, yeah.
Yeah.
City might be the wrong word. So yeah, there was a village down there.
I think there's some buildings that you can see, some old houses or.
Oh, you can actually see them.
Exactly.
Wow, that's really interesting. Huh.
Yeah, but, it's pretty heavy. I mean, when you really get into this thing, you could find all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, you've been following this Oroville Dam since how long have you been following this?
February of 2017.
Yeah, and that's when they had some damage to the spillway, correct?
Mhm.
And that's what they're worried about again. Do you think that the potential for damage is higher at this point? With the
Well, yeah, because the lake is full. I mean, I know that they keep records of snow melt and snow and all that stuff, but for some reason, right now, this doesn't seem like the right time to have the lake that full. That's just my own opinion. Because all it would take is snow melt and water really fast like it did before.
We're back.
That's what happened before. The snow started melting and everything, and they couldn't keep up with it.
Now, was there as much snow as there is now? Like, as there is now? because earlier we were saying there was, what was it, 200, last I heard 220% of, what's normal for this time of year.
Yeah. I mean, there's people that are reporting to us that live north of northeast, northwest, north of the Oroville Dam, and they're saying that the snow is still up there, but it's melting.
Yeah, yeah. To be clear to people, so that's the one of the main worries is that with at this time of year, so much snow and like we just said, like some reports say 220% of what's normal um, is at the same time, is melting because right now, like for instance, today it was what, like 99 degrees today, I think.
And then they see it over.
What was it?
No,
The forecast for the next like 10 days, it's like 90s, hundreds, and so they're worried that is gonna have some exponential snow melt, and that would I'm probably putting this in very simple terms to you, but and that would cause a problem so much more snow than usual, yet the temperatures being so high.
yeah, like right now, if you look at the top, we're trying to publish that. He's one of our nurses over at my site. He came over and he said that right now there's 16 feet of snow at Mount Lawson. And Mount Lawson is
16
um,
feet of snow.
part of, part of the melt. It's part of the Oroville Dam. The stream of water that comes down to the Oroville Dam. And Lawson
Wow.
goes through the Lake Amador, and it's right behind or above this Oroville. It's kind of by Mount Shasta. The Shasta is to the west of it. And so there's a little bit from the back side of Mount Shasta, but Rocky Mountain is the one, the main one.
That's
So,
really interesting.
16 feet, that's, like 2-story building.
I'm sorry, what was that?
16 feet is a 2-story building.
No, the audio's gotten a little bit shaky. Okay, I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Okay, but we have 16 feet of snowpack up at Lawson Mountain, and that's a 2-story building.
I have a question here in chat, and I find it an interesting question. Does PG&E own the water? Do you know that? Who owns the water? Does PG&E own?
California Department of Water Resources.
Excuse me?
California Department of Water Resources. That's what they tell you.
Oh, okay.
CWMS.
But that potentially could mean that PG&E potentially could own it, right? Because I mean, like, as far as like utilities and in Paradise, that was all PG&E, and
Well, it could be making electricity for PG&E.
yeah.
It could be gas and electricity. Widespread in California, so it could be that the Oroville Dam is one that uses the electricity for them, and then they distribute it. I'm not sure.
Okay, let me just ask. Okay, so you know what? Is it okay if I hang up and call you right back? Because the audio like suddenly is coming in a little bit choppy. Is that okay? Okay.
Sue with Sun Pro Solar. Please leave your name and phone number, and I will get.
Oh.
Hi, this is Sue with Sun Pro Solar.
Oh, now it's busy. Try again.
Hi, this is Sue with Sun Pro Solar.
Oh, it's going straight to voicemail now. That's odd. Okay.
Hi, this is Sue with Sun Pro Solar. Please leave your name.
Susan, if you can see this, if you want to please call me, I'm trying to call you and it's going straight to voicemail. And I just wanted to say to the chat, I understand that some of the audio is a little bit choppy, and some of the people that normally watch me will tell you that normally it's a totally different production. But I got a little too close to the fire, just like I did a couple months ago, and my BIOS chip was fried. When I say a little too close to the fire, I mean the truth. So I'm actually in the works of getting that all shored up, and I spoke to Susan, and we scheduled for her to be back on again on Saturday. So she's going to be back on Saturday. I'll put out an exact time, and I'm sure she will as well on her channel. So, yeah, Susan, if you want to try to call back, such an interesting topic. It's just, I apologize. I'm just working with what I can last minute because, as the Red Pill Dispensary crowd knows, this literally just happened to me. So I'm just working with what I got.
Hi, this is Sue with Sun Pro Solar. Please leave your name and phone number, and I'll.
Yeah, so Susan, it's going straight to your voicemail. And I know towards the end there was really getting.
Hi, this is Sue with Sun Pro Solar.
Okay, so, okay, well, you know what? The whole idea for today for me was to kind of give an introduction. Now, Susan, or, as some people call her, Sue, she goes, she is the top researcher when it comes to the Oroville Dam, and obviously there's been increased, interest into this, into the spillway. Will they have to use the spillway? Is there another way around using the spillway? Will the spillway work correctly? And I don't know much, and there's other people who claim to know it, know all about this stuff. But Susan, I mean, she has been all over this ever since 2017. And ever since 2017, she's been monitoring it. She's been, constantly putting out videos. If you guys want to check them out, great, 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 great research, great researcher, and great content. And that is on the Oroville Dam Rebuild live chat. That is her YouTube channel. So if you guys want to check that out and kind of catch up, because I'm going to be doing the same. On that way on Saturday, I might surprise her with some of my newfound knowledge. Now it'll be nothing compared to what she knows, but at least maybe I can challenge her with some questions, and I really look forward to that. It's unfortunate. I don't understand. Maybe her phone died, and maybe like because it was dying, it really got choppy there at the end. I just want to try it again. And Susan, if you're watching, oh, okay, there we go.
Hey,
Oh, hi, Susan. We kept on getting your voicemail, and I was worried your phone had died.
I'm turning the volume up. Okay, well,
Oh, yeah, we were worried that your phone had died. I was trying to call you, kept going to voicemail.
I know I couldn't. It wouldn't ring on this side. So
Wow, a lot of odd little technical things, but that's when you know you're dancing with the truth, as I like to say. Um, I was just telling the audience how we spoke and how Saturday, we haven't cemented a time, but until then, I was just telling them all about your channel, the Oroville Dam um,
rebuild.
rebuild live chat. That is
Mm-hmm.
her. Well, yeah, that is her YouTube channel, and
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the channel is for the people to come to get information because we have all these links to like the block files, the board of contractors, the engineering files, what the escape route is, the sheriff's number, where you're going to put your dog, cat, horse, cow, you know, we have all that, where you can get food, where you can get clothes, all that, where you
wow.
can
So even
camp
even some
for
prepping and
free, you know,
wow,
all these BLM lands that give you free camping, stuff like that. We researched. It took us all this time to get it honed in, and
yeah,
now
and
it's ready. And
you've
it's
been
ready for what? I mean, because why did we do this, right?
yeah,
Why did we do this?
yeah, to help
Yeah,
people and to help
God
people
knows.
prepare. And that's
Hmm.
kind of the whole idea of this. And I was just telling the chat, you go over to that your channel and kind of as I'm going to do. You sent me some content. I was going through it, and it was just amazing. Some of the stuff that you had in there, and then one thing led to another, and then like you said, there's also you have all kinds of preparation. If you are in that area, what do you do? Um,
Yeah.
for instance, with the things you just named. And so I was saying to the chat that they should check out your channel, and on Saturday that we were gonna have you back, because at that point I kept going to your voicemail. I wasn't sure if I was gonna get you again, so I was like, well, we plan on having her back Saturday, and not only that, but I'll be back to full capacity as far as my equipment. Um, I was researching another topic, and they burned out my BIOS chip on the computer. And
Wow.
so, yeah, that's why I'm kind of working, um, just doing the best of what I have at this time, but just getting that information out. I figured this would be kind of like an introductionary, preliminary type of video, where people get an idea of the seriousness and the potential danger and potential disaster that could be. Um, and how to prepare. And there's no better person to speak to than Susan Wolding when it comes to that.
Thanks. I mean, there's other people. They contribute,
Oh, yeah,
like on
I did
YouTube
look at other
Center,
people, and
you know.
but I'm telling you, I didn't see anybody with the extensive history that has been looking into it, and like with the game plan, as you have mentioned, and just the way that you approach the whole thing. and how you've been so consistent in your research. I mean, you are a tremendous researcher.
Well, I was telling you about the dream that I had, and several people had the same dream. You know, and it all happened like right before the dam spillway busted, but it was more than what happened. You know, in the dream, it was hundreds of people water was coming above their head, and they were having their hands up guarding themselves.
Wow.
You know, it was like a big, what do you call those, tsunami type waves coming up over their head. And I can't get that out of my head, and other people have had the same dream, and they can't get it out of their head. And so, to me, that is a sign. It's just a sign,
Ooh.
you know?
And you know, I didn't actually mention that what's the correct pronunciation, because I had an aunt who did the same thing. A
So being like psychic or,
rock.
you know, like dreams. I've had dreams even when I was a kid. I would see something in a dream, and it would happen like within 3 days.
Oh, really?
You know, yeah. And then I even have like a super sensitive stomach that I can actually tell you when an earthquake's happening.
Wow.
You know, without being around it. Like if it's in Japan or something, my stomach will just get real tight, and it'll stay tight for like the whole day. And I'm like, what the heck, you know? And then I
all of
find
a sudden
out,
you see
it's
in
an
the
earthquake.
news there was an earthquake.
Big earthquake, yeah.
Wow. And you know, when you mentioned like a tsunami and just people with their hand, you know, what I think about is something, you know, this is a little bit more like up my you know, like you know, in my wheelhouse. And that's some of the weapons, like in particular Russia has developed lately. It's like it's almost like a nuke, but it explodes underwater, and you know, they could with a submarine explode it, like outside of the shores. You know, like not too close, but further out, because they want to form a tsunami, and it could decimate a American city. Knowing that the dam is having trouble, that was actually one of the first questions I asked a mutual friend of ours, um, Lisa in Denver. Yeah, Lisa in Denver is great.
Yeah.
And you know, I asked her about that, and she was aware of that as well. And you know, if they were ever to explore one of those, knowing about some of the, you know, what we've been talking about today, some, you know, that you know, it could be, you know, a um, potentially a problem in the coming days. You know, that would really overwhelm the dam, I would assume.
Yeah, well,
I mean, that would
a lot
overwhelm
of
the whole
people don't.
city.
A lot of
You
people
know.
don't know this, but all dams have automatic munitions. Wait, how to say it?
Oh wow, this is interesting.
Atomic demolition munition. It's a bomb. They used to carry them on the back in a backpack for the war, and all dams have them because if for instance a dam was to breach at a place that would do more damage, and they know that they could explode at another place and cause it to go out there, then they will. And somebody said, and I can't tell who it was, but somebody told me that they actually were gonna blow the dam, and if it wasn't for the sheriff going up there to stop it, you know.
Wait, can you repeat that one more time? That I don't think people understood how profound what you just said was. It.
Yeah. Okay, so atomic, um, how do you say, atomic demolition munition.
Yes.
It's a bomb. It's a small bomb that fits in a backpack. And there was actually people in the Army that would carry these things on their back and be sent into the line of duty to go blow up a bridge or something of that structure.
Wow.
And so now, with all the dams everywhere, they have these ADMs, they call them, hidden in the dam, and only certain people know where they are, and only certain people can use them. But what they do is they have them there because if a dam was to breach in a certain place, like for instance the Oroville Dam breach area is really the parking lot. That's kind of like what I pointed out because it flooded during this whole thing. And
In
when you look
2017.
at where the big cutaway was, or cutback they call them,
Okay.
it was between the parking lot and the end of the weir. There was one there, and then there was one over by the gate structure where it hits with the weir, when the weir and the gate structure are butted up to each other. And so the big one, though, was over by the parking lot. And the parking lot flooded, and water came over the parking lot and down the mountain. It just swirled around, so it looked like it was all coming over the weir, but it was actually coming from the parking lot, too. So when they built the extension of the weir, which they just did, if you notice it, it's not any higher than the parking lot, really. I mean, I can't see it from eye level, so it's kind of hard to know for sure, but it sure darn looks like it's level with the parking lot. So, that means that there's still a breach area over there.
Now, I think some people. So that's amazing. That is some amazing information. Now, in what situation?
The extension that they just made.
In what situation would
it hits
they?
up to a dirt mountain. A mountain. The end of it. So there's a breach there, a possible breach there. There's a possible breach going over the parking lot and down the weir there. Yeah. And then underneath the weir.
Oh, really? So, because I think some people were thinking more like, oh, they blow it, but that in what situation would they, have these guys, blow it up like that?
Well, it has to be like, if it was, like if they made plans for the water to come down those steps, right?
Yes.
Then if the water goes over the weir like they're planning and goes down the steps, then okay, they got it. It's kind of controlled. But if it goes over the parking lot and cuts around the end, or just kind of goes in a place where they don't want it to go, then they could go and blow like part of the weir off so that it'll go where they want it to go.
I got you. So it's like,
like for instance, the Auburn Dam.
To kind of redirect. It's like a redirect.
It was an earthen dam.
It's not so much to.
They had a plug in it, what they call a plug, and I think that's.
Okay.
I think it would be the same thing as the ADM. I'm not sure.
Yes.
But they said that they wanted it to come down exactly where they wanted it to come down, and that's where that plug was. But in all realities, I'm thinking they used one of those.
Wow.
I don't know. Yeah.
And so it's basically like a redirect. If there was a breach, they could redirect. The way they want it. If the breach, let's say. I mean, you know better than me. I don't know, but let's say the breach, they could redirect kind of the
Yeah.
way.
Well, how about this? How about if it's going over the emergency weir and they have no control of it and it's taking out the mountain and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, and they go to open up the gates and they don't open,
Yes. Okay.
then maybe they would blow a gate. I don't
Gotcha.
know. It'd be like that.
There's all kinds of situations like that. That's so,
Mhm.
huh? That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's just all kinds of hidden things, and there's all kinds of hidden rooms underneath the dam, too. And, they used to do,
Wow.
the Livermore Laboratory was connected to the Oroville Dam. This is what I found out. And they used to do, what was it called? Negative, experimenting. It wasn't black hole. It was something. Dang, I had all that information too. It's like.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I could even. Well, you know what? That's what Saturday's for. I'm gonna go through every little piece, but wow. So they used to do some type of experimenting down there in these
Yeah,
rooms.
something to do with dark, black energy, like black hole or black.
Are you talking like
Negative,
like science black hole, or are we talking like more like?
Well, they were
My
doing the
mind
testing
always
on
goes
the
like
actual
dark.
water of the dam.
Oh,
The lake.
yeah.
They were doing testing on how negative energy affects it, or something like that.
I
But
gotcha.
Lawrence Livermore Labs is
Sounds
not
like
very
black
far
hole.
from there. Well, it's in where is it? It's in Livermore, California. And they were connected with the dam. They used to do experimenting underneath.
It actually makes
Black
sense.
Ops program.
Yeah, it actually makes Black Ops. Yeah, it makes sense because I mean these dams. I mean it's just so much water and the power and there's all kinds of experiments that can. There's so much to be learned from these dams, obviously, and the way they build. I just find it fascinating that they build all these secret little. There's all these protocols and secret rooms and like as far as like what you were talking about with like you know um, using explosives and it's just
Yeah.
it seems like they have a plan for everything. So I just it makes me wonder, what is the plan for this potential of having to use the spillway? Maybe.
Okay,
You know.
well, the whole thing that a lot of people are saying, a lot of people that are in the know, the higher ups of the people that care, they're saying that it's a population, where they're trying to get rid of part of the population. But also, I found out that they're building a whole underground system for the water. It's like 150 feet down below the ground. Big, giant pipes. And they already are doing it. They have junction stations in Stockton and
Yeah.
Brentwood
I'm familiar. Yeah.
that I know of. And they're doing a tunnel from Lake Tahoe to the Sacramento River to bring more water to Los Angeles. Yeah. And I know that's true.
Yeah.
So, what they're wanting to do in the future is to put all the water underground so that they have control over it. Because I know my granny, she used to have a piece of property out there on Liar Island, which is in the area of Lodi. It's the sloughs out there in by Sacramento, below Sacramento. Anyway, she had a piece of property and she had orchards. And so she had to depend on the Oroville Dam distribution of water.
Yes.
And I know that if you didn't pay your bill, you wouldn't get your water. And so your crops would die. and a lot of people got flooded, and I just wondered if it was specific people.
Didn't they, a lot of people, they, on purpose, let the water go out? Yeah, interrupted. Oh, we're back. We're back. Yeah, this stream has been getting messed with. Okay, so, yeah, so now when you were mentioning the underground water pipes, I couldn't help but to think, did Paradise have underwater water pipes?
No.
No. Because one of the things with Paradise I always wondered was, you know, kind of like the trees were, a lot of people think that, maybe the dew, and if you don't know what dew stands for, DEW, direct, someone could put it in chat. Now, however, it seems like a lot of that direct energy came from below, from the earth, and I almost wonder if they was kind of setting up for something where a pipeline would be put in. I ran this by a source of mine, and they weren't sure, but at the same time, there were a few things that they brought up that made it sound plausible. Do you think that there's any potential to that? With the, just being the next town over from the Oroville Dam?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I really don't on that one.
Yeah, it's just, I know it's an unbelievable question. It's not like, I wasn't looking for like a factual answer.
I was trying to figure out why Paradise.
Yeah, that
why
me too.
Napa, and why Winters gets a lot of flooding. It's like you try to figure out why certain cities are having the most problems.
Yeah.
And like Shasta, I know what happened in Shasta. Okay, Shasta was starting to form a community that was going to shut down chemtrailing. You could say it another way, whatever. Chemtrailing are the trails in the sky that you see that put there to make clouds for certain crops like Monsanto crops and different things like that to rain on those crops only.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the audience is well aware.
Barium and formaldehyde in them, and so
strontium.
Not only bees and
aluminum.
Insects and animals and birds and us.
It's amazing.
But Shasta had a group that had formed to shut down chemtrails, and they had discussions going on at the city hall and stuff. They had meetings going on, and then all of a sudden, boom, their whole city just burnt up, and it was shut down. They haven't reformed or anything since then.
Wow.
Yeah, Dane Worthington is a good one to look up on YouTube. Dane
what is it?
He's from the Reading area.
Dave Worthington?
Yeah. Dane Worthington. It's on your chat.
Okay, Dave Worthington. He
talks about chemtrails, and he's got a great channel.
Yeah, I always listen to, when it comes to chemtrails, Richard from Boston. I mean, he's just, I like people who, it's their passion. He's been covering it since YouTube started. I mean, that's why his channel. I'm actually wearing his shirt. I mean, I know the guy. I've met him personally. He's a really good guy, and he drives around the country, meets subscribers. He's a good guy. There's a lot of good people in the Twitter community.
Even the hurricanes and the tornadoes. To me, that's. Everything that's weather right now is being controlled.
Yes.
But it's kind of not being controlled. It is, but it's not. It is.
Yeah, I mean, they've been controlling the weather.
But it's out of control, too. It's so out of control that they keep trying to control it, but it's so out of control.
Yes.
Did you see that movie, Geostorm? That was
Yes.
really good.
Yes. Very good
Kind
movie.
of targeted it. Yeah.
Yes. Very, very, very good movie. If you haven't seen that movie, highly, highly recommend it. I mean, especially if you're into
Yeah.
this, this type of stuff. I mean, you would love it.
Real storm. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just I mean, they've been controlling the weather. You look at, like, for instance, World War II. There was the coldest winter of, like, all time. Not, I mean, that's not a factual statement, but one of the coldest winters on record was, on when the Germans were going on the Eastern Front, and the Americans were kind of dug in at at what is it, something Dean's, at the Battle of the Bulge, and then even more so and more obvious in Vietnam, where it just rained non-stop, day and night. My father was in Vietnam, and
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of rain in Vietnam, but not like that. That
Yeah.
was us. Basically trying to flood them out.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, what I know about it is just there's China and Russia and us and probably other countries that are trying to control the weather
yeah,
and using it as a weapon on each country. So then they send their stuff here and we send our stuff there, and then it goes around the world and does destruction, to other countries that aren't even meant to get it. And then they got the beams going from CERN, we see New Zealand having earthquakes all the time. That's like the center of the earth from CERN to New Zealand, and they shoot these beams and they could cause earthquakes or they could cause hurricanes or whatever. And you could actually line them up. But, that's just a whole lot for people to handle in their head, that's for sure.
yes, huh. So.
Yeah, radiation. Yeah, laser starting fires. You got it from the satellite. People are commenting.
Yeah, and HARP. I'm sure you've heard of HARP.
Yeah, how can this happen? Okay, so PG&E supposedly started Paradise Fire. Supposedly. That's what they said.
What was that?
So then PG&E, a truck, PG&E truck.
Yeah, PG&E.
Gas and electric.
Well, yeah, PG&E was.
Paradise had.
Yeah, I believe that.
So after the fire, guess what they did?
Yeah, PG&E had a huge part to play in that, and they've had a shady history, and like the way that they kind of, there was obvious cover-ups. It was ridiculous, and you can. I was so happy this one channel, he went there literally the day after, before they can get rid of these trees. And you can see in the middle of the tree where the root is, this black hole, and it would just go straight up the tree. Yet all the way around the tree, the bark is untouched. Even the interior of the tree is untouched, but black right up the middle. And then you would see homes burnt to the ground, but surrounded by trees, untouched, maybe a little bit blackened, because the home was on fire. It's just, it seems like there was some kind of value in those trees. They didn't want those trees to be totally destroyed.
Trees have moisture in them. And if it was like trees like camphor tree. Like camphor tree is totally green all the time, or an evergreen tree is green all the time, and they have moisture in their trunk,
Yeah.
So, that you got to have wood sit for about a year to actually use it in the fireplace. Let it dry.
Yeah.
So, I look at it that way, but when you see a car melting, a car,
Yeah.
a refrigerator melting. Never
Yeah.
in my lifetime. I'm
Yeah.
65 years old.
Like
Never in my
right
lifetime
through.
have I ever seen a fire do that kind of damage ever.
Yeah, it's like almost like thermite, like thermite. It would just like melt it would just be like a one hole just going straight through the car, straight through the engine to the ground, and then into the ground. Like it was just there was more going on there. I mean, that was one of the most obvious, you know,
Yeah.
the government or elite or somebody.
Water ratio, I really don't know.
Yeah, actually, I was. That's so funny. I just saw that. That was gonna be what I asked you. What is the ratio of snow to water melting?
If you fill up a bucket of snow, it's going to melt.
Yeah.
What, half? Yeah, half a bucket, maybe 50%.
50%. So it would be like.
Yes.
So, yeah. So
But I don't
snow
know. Now wait a
to
minute,
water.
because they say the icebergs, right? The
So 1 to
iceberg
2.
displacement is the same rate.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So an iceberg, the rate of an iceberg is the same rate as melted icebergs. I remember reading that somewhere.
Whoa. Wow. Could you say that one more time? I want to make sure everyone heard that.
Right? Like everybody drinks Coke, right? Or Pepsi. So, when your ice melts, does your glass overflow? Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, so maybe ice is heavier because it doesn't have air in it.
Interesting. And you were saying that the weight of...
Experiment time.
Yeah, I know, right? Let me grab a drink.
Between 10% to 50% mock not.
I need a drink after this.
Oh, man, mock not.
Yeah. Oh, man. So I'm looking at chat here. Depending on the song type, between 10 to 50%. Okay.
Peterbilt.
Yes, Tabby. Absolutely, Tabby. If I missed something, Tabby, I'm sorry.
Oh my God, it was beautiful.
What was that?
This place called Cedarville in California. It's kind of like if you go to Sacramento, then you go north, right where Rockland, I think is. Rockland. Okay. You go through Rockland or someplace right around there, and it goes up into the mountains. All and right. This little city is up on the top there. It's called Cedarville. And it's just a great place. Little teeny town.
Yeah. A lot of little towns like that in New England as well.
Yeah.
Real nice.
All around California is like that.
Oh, yeah. I've always heard Northern California is great.
I actually have a warm spot for Susanville.
Uh-huh.
We have a Susanville. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
In California, I should live there.
Well, I know, down, well, I don't want to say where you are. You can say where you are. Oh, I think we said it already, right? We already said where you are.
Right?
Yeah. It's interesting. So let's
I'm not a wacky doodle. No, I don't claim that one. That was that other guy. I love him called beermonger and all kinds. Chicken Little is my favorite. Because the sky is falling.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they call me right off the bat. They were calling me that.
Oh, no. I don't think your sky is falling tight. Trust me. I know a couple sky is falling literally every night types. But you're not one of them. Trust me.
No, not.
Trust me. Yeah, I mean, if you expanded your YouTube into some of the some of the YouTube channels, you'd see stuff that just, I mean, it's like 100 different things in one night, and it's like, all right, like really, like what are we doing here? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just
I
too
mean, if
much.
I was fear mongering and if I was trying to,
Yeah, no, you're definitely not a
do
fan
that,
monger
I'm sure
because
Intel would have monetized my channel a long time ago
yeah,
and
no,
put
you
ads on it, like
you
somebody else
chose a
in there, like
topic.
Juan Brown.
You
He's
chose
got
one
ads
topic.
all over his same channel.
Yeah, I like it when I see people that kind of have one topic that they and I know you don't like the word, but they are expert in that topic, and they research and they just stick to that topic, and over time, even over like 1 year, I mean, they know so much about that topic. I mean, they can basically answer almost any question about that topic. Now,
Yeah, you should get that way.
it's just
Mm.
and I did some research. I looked around, and I'm telling you, you are head and shoulders above all others. I've been looking into the Oroville Dam thing, and you are head and shoulders above. And it wasn't just myself that thought so. I had some sources that were helping me out, looking around as well, and they all came back with the same name. And that's why when we first talked earlier, I was a little bit nervous. I was like, kind of like, wow, I'm really happy to get this interview with you, and I really look forward to Saturday.
I just feel like, that I'm not all me. It's not all me. I have great mods on my channel that bring great information, and I have
Yeah,
people
same
that
here.
keep sending me pictures and information, and,
Yeah,
I'm just kind of like the spearhead or whatever of it, the talk person. I don't know. I just run the damn
yeah. No, I feel the same way. I
YouTube
have
channel.
such great mods, and they bring they bring me so much intel. It's amazing. I mean, I could almost run the channel just off the intel they bring me. But, I just don't, I have to, look into it myself. And, I love researching too. I love the thrill of finding something um, and I just, I have great mods. It's very important that you get good mods. Great mods. Because sometimes you have mods and they'll be good for a while, but like they sometimes loyalty doesn't always stay in one place, and they kind of go somewhere else, or I've had mods who have ended up like really like working for like someone else, and it's just odd stuff in the truth community with people going against each other. I wish people could get along better, but you know um
Yeah.
it's just but I'm blessed. I'm blessed with the mods I have. I really
Yeah.
am.
It's like you do a harmonious channel
Yeah,
when you have good mods.
and I don't want to forget my sources, like Lisa in
Yeah.
Denver. um you
Yeah,
know
so I'm actually going to the dam. I mean, I'm going to California in the middle of this month. And
oh, are you?
I'm kind of afraid to, but I have family that I have to talk to, friends. I'm meeting with like 75 of my high school friends so that they can get the word out. And that's, down near Santa Cruz, San Jose area. And then I'm going to
Especially with
run
the
just,
poisoning of the
go ahead
lakes.
together.
The
And maybe
poisoning
go
of the
see
lakes, that freaked me
Paul
out hearing
Preston,
that.
or I don't
Yeah.
know who's going to be there, but I'm going to try to meet up with some.
So if somebody sees algae in a lake, steer clear. Correct. Don't bring your baby in it.
I wouldn't go in it because,
Right.
I mean, a baby seriously
Well, I mean that's
poisoned.
nothing to joke about a poor baby,
Dogs
but I'm
die,
just saying.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just yeah, yeah. That's unbelievable that because you just assume that there's a guy that takes care of it under some department, and then once you really look into it and you realize how vulnerable so much of our infrastructure, so much of things like the Oroville Dam and lakes and it's like how vulnerable we really are. It's amazing.
Yeah. And you look up you look up all the lakes and dams that are above Oroville and the Shasta Dam. Just about every lake and dam is full right now, like over what it's ever been before. I mean, it's like when the disaster happened. Oh, so I don't understand why they have Oroville Dam so full that there's no room for snow melt, because they made a rule back when this disaster happened. They made a rule like last year, I think it was, that they would leave 50 feet of room for snow melt and runoff as a safety. And so really the dam shouldn't be above 840
Huh.
ever. So I don't understand what they're doing. I don't like it. Nobody underneath the dam likes it, and because of that, just because the people are crying out and saying, "Hey, why are you doing this?" They should lower the dam just because of that.
Yeah.
They're scaring the people.
Do you think that it's like I mean I ran into a case today of um just regulations, just over regulating. In Massachusetts where I live, we have a lot of just over regulation where government just it just makes it so that people can't even make decisions on their own, and it's like
Yeah, that's another thing. Renee just brought up um, is the algae that's on the spillway right now.
yeah.
It's
Oh yeah, actually, yeah.
algae right on
I
the
was hearing
spillway
about. We
running,
talked
and the
about that.
water's running through it, so the water's getting poisoned from it, and it's going into the river. And I just
Oh,
wonder what it's doing to the fish below.
yeah. And so if they
Someone
do open that
reporting on that,
spillway,
like
it has a
the
bunch of
down
algae, and that water is gonna go through that algae. And then
down
people were
in
starting to
the
name like
city below.
lakes
What's it
with
called?
algae, like for instance, like Lake Oroville in Butte County, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then also Butte County. I've heard some other things. They had
Yep.
a 911 shutdown. They had all kinds of shady stuff happening over there in Butte County just recently. Like I'm talking like 3 days ago, 2 days ago.
Wow.
Yeah, 911 shut down, all that.
Well, if people
Also
don't know
Lake
this stuff that
Almanor.
happens, crime goes up.
Lake Almanor. Are you familiar?
Yeah.
Yeah, there
That's
was
the one above it.
yeah, there was a lot of photos where one of my mods here saw algae, a lot of algae.
Yeah. Anywhere the sun hits, it's going to make algae. And,
That makes sense.
they just don't seem to know how to control it.
Wow.
I mean, even baking soda works. I know that
Wow,
because I have a
really?
pond in the backyard. And if my fish ever get sick, or, well, I
Yeah.
put salt in if they get the icks. Because sometimes they get the icks. And then if there's algae or any kind of, growth like that string algae or whatever,
Yeah.
I just put baking soda in the water, it alkalines the
Really?
water, and then the algae dies. Yeah.
Wow. Baking soda. Cause I used to, yeah, I had a fish tank once. I didn't know what to do. It was like all, I felt so bad. Turned all green.
Yeah, it's because your water's too acidy.
Okay. I mean, I was very
Just like your
young, but
body,
yeah.
right? When your body gets acidy, the cancer will come out because your the cancer is in everybody, and it's what it is the decomposure of your body. So if your body gets to an acidic state, they call it,
What is
the
it?
cancer will come
Okay.
out. But if you keep your body in the alkaline state all the time, like 7.8, 7.9, 8 is real high. If you do, then cancer should never grow in your body. Because it's alive. You're alive.
What was that last part? I'm sorry.
Now just you're alive. You're alive.
I know. I was just moving. Well, when my daughter gets too quiet, I get worried.
Oh yeah.
And I am live, and so. Oh no, it's actually
Yeah.
a good
I
thing
mean,
for her.
if you're eating,
She's
if you're
okay.
eating a lot of bread and a lot of sugar in your diet, you're going to turn your body acidy,
Yes.
and then you have disease and cancer.
So a lot of bread and sugar, you said?
Sugars, yeah.
Well, that.
Soda. Sugar.
So wait, what does that do?
Fruit, to give you a lot
If
of
you
sugar,
have a
but
lot
that's
of bread
kind
and
of a
sugar,
better kind of sugar.
so what does that do to your body?
It makes it acidic or acidy.
Oh. Yeah.
So sometimes
I better watch my
a
diet,
lot of
because that
people
sounds like my diet.
they put like a half a teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water
Okay.
and drink it every morning.
So drink
And
baking
that
soda.
helps them stay alkaline
You said
in their
half a
body.
teaspoon, right? Because I'm a firm. You said half a teaspoon or a tablespoon?
Oh, not even a tablespoon. You'll die. I mean, it changes the water a little bit too sweet when you put like about a pinch. Like a big pinch.
Oh, okay.
Half a level teaspoon, not a whole teaspoon.
Okay.
You just put like a pinch of baking soda,
A pinch
and
of
it has
baking
to be the
soda.
kind
Okay.
without metal.
Okay.
Into your glass of water, and usually it's distilled water or natural spring water.
Huh.
And it'll alkaline it, high alkaline. And you drink that in the morning to get your body started right.
See, my father was a firm believer in natural remedies, and I am too. Outside of like antibiotics, I don't have much use for the meds out there. I just don't really believe in them. Unless it's like life or death, and, it's been proven to work. But I really am a strong believer in home remedies and things like that. And so I might actually start doing that, because when you mentioned the bread and sugar, I have
you
bread
can't
and
just
sugar.
you can't just start doing it like that. You need to go to the health food store and get an alkaline strip tester.
Okay.
And it's paper strips that come in a roll.
Yes.
Just ask the people there.
Okay.
And you tear off a strip, and then you bring up your spit 3 times. Like you bring it up, you swallow it, bring it up, swallow it, and bring it up for the 3rd time. And you get the spit without touching your tongue or your mouth on the strip. And it'll turn a color. And usually really dark purple is real alkaline. Like that's probably 8.2. So you're a little bit too alkaline. Because being too alkaline could do stuff to your body too. So you want to stay kind of in the middle. So a nice dark green.
So you don't want it too low either, though, correct?
What?
You don't want it too low either. Is that what you're saying?
Too alkaline. You don't want it too alkaline. You don't want it too acidy. You want to be like right in the middle.
Yeah. That's usually how it works out with most things. Yeah. Yeah. For some reason, I thought you were gonna say to pee on the strips. I don't know why.
Well, you can. You can.
Oh, you can do that too?
You can do it either way. I think they have different strips.
I think peeing
It's
on
kind
it
of like a
sounds a little more
diabetic
comfortable
drip
than.
type looking thing. But yeah, your urine to work on that as well.
It's
But
interesting.
yeah, you need to test yourself and see where you are first before you start doing any of that.
Yeah, as someone said, acid are low numbers and alkaline are high numbers. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
Kizzy
if your
Cricket. Yeah,
acid is
Kizzy's
like
wicked smart.
6.0 and below, you're in trouble. You need to really do something. You need to eat like alkaline food, because
So you
every
need to start
food
eating
that you
bread and
eat
sugar,
turns
right?
alkaline or acid in your body.
Yeah.
They have charts. You could get there's an actual book called Cook Right for Your Blood Type. I think it is. Yeah, Cook Right for Your Blood Type, and it has a chart in there
So your
of
blood
every
type actually
blood type.
affects.
Like if you're O, A,
Yeah,
B,
like for
whatever they are.
instance, I'll do mines. And everyone, I'm O positive. So yeah, I'm like that universal donor and all that. But
Yeah, me too. O
so
negative.
you're O negative. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh, is O negative the universal donor?
Yep.
Oh, then
So,
O positive
yeah, that
isn't
book
universal
has a
donor.
chart, of like
Then I guess I'm
how
O negative.
each,
I know I'm universal donor because in the military they like I had to go all the time to give blood. So I
I
guess
know.
maybe I'm O negative and I just my brain has been rattled a few times to be honest. So I guess I am probably O neg whatever the universal donor. That's what I
Yeah,
am.
you're the O negative, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And you only can get O negative blood. You can't get any other. But you could give it to everybody. Yeah,
yeah.
every time I go to the doctor or
Story of my
whatever, they
life.
make sure they get vials out of me. Like, no, leave me alone. Get away from me.
Yeah, it's the story of my life. No,
Mm-hmm.
nobody looks out for me, but I have like a list of people I have to take care of.
Hey, did you know that there's a whole, I guess you would call it a country that is only O negative people? Did you know
No,
that?
really?
Yeah. They
No,
have
how
their
could
own
that
language
possibly come
and their
about?
own dress. Like they dress a certain way. They even have their own dances. So you can look it
Wow.
up. It's they look kind of Swedish or Holland looking. Yeah.
Now, is this something that like a group of people created, or is this like a phenomenon in like science where maybe something in the water or something? I guess it wouldn't be the water though. What caused this country of O negative?
The blood started from O type blood. That was the cavemen, and then when the cavemen wandered,
Oh,
I
so
think it's like
cavemen
we're
were O
eating
type
because
blood?
cavemen only ate like meat and berries, things that grow where caves are.
I find the blood
You can
type
find
stuff
berry bushes
very
around
interesting,
caves.
and bloodlines and all that,
Yeah. So
like
then
the
the people
RH.
wandered, with
Yes.
A, wandered out to the prairies and fields and stuff like that, and became O type. No, A type. I mean
A type.
A type.
So
And
A
so
type are
A
the
type only
wanderers,
eats
and O type
stuff
like
that's
me are
grown in
cave
fields and
dwellers.
orchards, and
What's B type?
like more fowl and deer and stuff like that.
Oh wow,
Okay, and then they wandered
that's
again
so
to the
interesting.
beaches and became a B type blood. So
Wh-
B type blood should only eat like stuff from the sea or stuff that grows around the beaches, like berries grow around the beaches.
Wow.
Asparagus would, stuff like that. And then the AB blood is from wandering and becoming like a nomad. You could eat anything. That's
Huh.
AB type.
What about RH?
RH negative is a rhesus factor from a monkey.
Oh
So
wow.
O negative has part monkey. No, I'm not. I'm not serious.
Wow. Yeah.
They,
No, I
they
know.
go
Yeah.
to get inoculated if they
Yeah.
have a baby, and the baby is, um, like my daughter is O negative too.
Yeah.
And because you have a
Usually.
baby
Yeah.
that's negative, also you have to have a RH negative shot given to the baby, so that the blood something turns to where they can't live. They will actually die.
And
If you
O
don't give that
negative.
shot to them.
O negative. So I must have got that
I
shot.
think bleed out. That's what happens. Something about that.
So I must have got that shot as a O negative.
No, if you were a woman and you had a baby, the baby would have the
Oh, I'm
shot.
sorry. Okay.
Yeah. So you're not going to have a baby, are you?
Yeah. Well. But what about in like
So
other
everybody wants us
situations?
to start another show with
What if like I got shot?
talking
Am
about
I
blood.
more likely to bleed out? Like if I got shot?
No,
No.
like shot. What is that? Yeah.
Shot with a
Okay.
gun. Yeah. And would an O negative person be more likely to bleed out? That might be a stupid question, but I don't know. Since you mentioned.
What?
No. You wouldn't be any more likely, right?
I'm sorry. I can't hear you.
Oh, like you were mentioning how like O negative, for a female, like you have to get a shot because that you could bleed out. Now, like for a male, like if you were to be shot, this could be a stupid question. I'm sorry for this, and it probably is. But like if you were to get shot or like stabbed or something like that, are you more likely to bleed out than another blood type?
No.
No. Okay. Okay.
No,
Just
only
curious.
if you have the hemophilia called, or your blood's real thin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I find that stuff fascinating. How we all got our blood types. How you kind of went through that, and how the nomads and the cave dwellers and just it's very fascinating. So I guess I can see how.
Scott Rogers is asking why I gave all the O negative blood up in the military. Because O negative blood could give blood to any type of
Yeah,
blood.
that's what they always would have me in there, and
The universal type.
and you're property of the government at that point.
So you have Jesus' blood, right? That's what they say, Jesus' blood. So that means that you could save millions of lives by giving blood.
You know what? I actually did think of it like that, though.
Dragons, because they're probably vampires drinking it.
Yeah. Hey, you know what they say about the adrenochrome, and you never know. You never know. I mean, there's. We all know that there are certain secrets that are hidden, from.
Yeah. So what's up with vampires? Anyway, is there vampires? Do you think there's vampires?
No, but I think that there's certain types of secrets, like.
You know what I think? I think that there is people that drink blood and they drink it to get power.
Exactly. I think it's a specific blood, though, like adrenochrome. And, and I think that it comes from, a victim that will be usually young, very young. And they will on purposely scare this young person, or I mean very young, even a baby, like scare it, and that'll get the adrenochrome pump. This is really sick, but it'll get the adrenochrome pumping, and then they kill it, and that's how you get the optimal maximum. I mean, there's all kinds of rumors, but that has been kind of like a constant that you hear, and it could be BS, but that's been a constant that I've heard for years. Yeah. It,
Yeah, talk about babies. What about these people that are eating fetuses? Oh my God.
well, that's kind of what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, and
That's
it's like,
gross.
actually, yeah, someone else
Cannibals.
put it a little bit better. Of course, Kizzy. Adrenochrome is the chemical compound. Adrenal fluid is the source. So it's the adrenal fluid. So,
Wow.
yeah.
So they get, it's just like methamphetamine and
Yeah,
they get
it's like
that
almost
adrenaline rush.
like stem cell. You know, that like stem cell, I mean, it does such amazing things, but you know, you can only get it, what is it, from a pregnant woman? Or what is it? Maybe some.
No, no, they get those stem cells from your own blood. You can make your own stem cells.
Okay. Then what is the something that you can get from somebody
Yeah,
who's
that's for,
pregnant?
I know they used to, like, my mom, she used to get really sick when she was pregnant. And they used to shoot her with, amniotic fluid, I think it was called, from the placenta. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
placenta. Is that really what it is? I thought that was.
Placenta's, the sac
Oh
the
yeah.
baby's
See,
in.
actually, somebody said what I was thinking. Stem cells from umbilical cords.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys
So,
are pretty smart in here. Wow.
well,
This
I
is
mean,
fun.
there's a lot. I mean, it's like a great awakening these past few years.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, I mean, you're extremely smart. Like you've been blowing people's minds all night, and then you get into other topics, and you know, people. They, I'm amazed at how much
Well,
people
what's
know.
trippy is when I was young, I mean, I don't want to bring the Bible up, but it gave me a lot of knowledge. Um, not the actual Bible, but saying the words is power. That's what I found out. And it's almost like a meditation instead of doing a meditation like a guru does, sit there, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I would just sit and read Bible verses out loud, and it would just take me into a meditation type thing, and I would go places with my spirit.
Same here. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. That's
yeah.
my form of meditation. I mean,
So
the
when
whole
you go
New
with your
Age thing
spirit,
is
I
the
mean, you could see the
meditation, but
underworld, you could see
yeah, we
all the
were
different
talking about
worlds.
this
There's different
before.
levels on the
Yeah,
negative side, and there's different levels on the positive side. You could go to the
yeah,
spiritual realm and visit like people that died already.
yeah,
I've taken people there, and um, now I could do healings because I got gifted with the healing power
wow.
when I was 30. So I've had it for
Yeah,
like 35 years, and
I heard that about you before I
yeah,
interviewed you.
yeah. And
Yeah,
then the dream thing comes and goes. But it's like it seems like the more that I read the Bible out loud, just like Jesus' words, kind of, where the red ones are, they really are powerful. And who I pray to is Great Sky Father, Great Earth Mother, the Native American way.
yeah,
And I know Jesus is real, and Jesus was a great teacher, and I honor him, But I pray to Great Sky Father, Great Earth Mother, and the Wayakins, which are the same thing pretty much as archangels in the right way. I'm part Native American, but not enough to even claim anything. But I just I feel things, and I feel the closest to God
yeah. Do you think there's
when I,
something to that? Because
feel that
I
way.
had a Native American friend, and you know, he used to have like visions at night, and I remember one time he told me one, and guys, I swear you guys know I'm all about truth, and it was very specific, and it came true within a week, and it was
Yeah.
just so odd. I That's when I started realizing that, like, potentially there are people who, you know for one reason or the other can tap into something. I think that there's a lot of like people who kind of give that stuff a bad name, and they go on TV and they're frauds. You know what I mean? Um, but there's also a lot of people who it's legit, and it's just, and my friend just happened to be Native American, so I didn't know if maybe there's something you know
Hmm.
um, to that.
Yeah. One time, I was fooling around with my daughter's son, my grandson, and his friend, and I said, "Come on, let's do a rain dance," because it was like really dry out here in Florida, and we started. I just told him, just do what I do, right? I
Yeah.
saw it one time on TV, an old western, sometime when I was a kid. I don't know, and it just came to me natural. And we started going in a circle and doing the boom, 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 and just calling on Yahweh, or I don't even remember what we did.
Yeah.
But man, it started pouring. It started pouring rain right there, and
Oh,
we couldn't shut it off.
wow.
It's like I didn't know what to do.
Wow.
So
That's
you got to
interesting.
be, if you're going to do something, just like this chemtrail thing, if you're going to do something, you're going to have to know how to shut it off. You know,
Yeah.
and I think that's what's happening right now with the weather wars. It's out of control.
Yeah. I
I mean,
just, I don't believe in messing with Mother Nature. I just don't
I
believe in
know.
it. I don't believe in messing with, God's creation in any way, whether it be, people, the
Yeah,
weather. I just don't believe, even animals. I just don't believe in like messing with those things because they're perfect
yeah,
creations. And
yeah.
even
I
if
mean,
you're,
if we could, if there was a way that the people could get together and just like make everybody stop doing the chemical, the chemtrails, make it stop. But
yeah, I
I don't,
wish.
I don't see how they can.
Yeah, I wish. I don't know.
Like we don't have any power anymore. Used to used to be that you could go and storm the government building.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
anymore there's just so many people
the U.S. has slowly
just
been
going
giving
their own.
away
They're
our
just interested
rights
in their own way.
without us
And
knowing.
you know,
Yeah, I was talking about that last night somewhere. The U.S. really has been giving away our rights, and it's
yeah,
unfortunate. And it's whenever something's presented as a good thing for humanity, it's this great thing, and they always present it that way, and it
well,
ends up
it just
being
came across
horrible.
my mind because that's the way God works, right? Um, it came across my mind because this is how we can stop the chemtrails. Is um, go to the store and buy an 8-foot pipe of copper,
Okay.
right? And what you do is you plant it into the ground straight up. And I don't know if you know about organite. You know about organite?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, they make it out of metal shavings and crystals
Yeah, I'm familiar with
and
organ. Yeah.
resin. They make them online. You could buy them online. Anyway, putting those in your yard, it'll help the environment too. But I know that copper has some kind of power over chemtrails. You put them
Really?
straight up into the air. They got to be 8 foot. I remember this guy. Um,
They have to
I,
be eight
I think
feet.
it was on YouTube. You see
Okay.
it on YouTube. just look up copper pipes, chemtrails, maybe Google it or whatever.
Yeah.
And he has exactly how to do it.
That's interesting.
Everybody put those in their yards, and the chemtrails, when they come past your yard, will dissipate.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, then again, you know what? That might not be so far-fetched. At first, I was thinking, like, really? But, you know, when you think about what we know about chemtrails and what's in it, you know, what is it, like barium, strontium, I think aluminum.
And I think they have formaldehyde in some of it. I don't know why they would put that in there.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know about that one. Wow.
I want to know how to get rid of the stupid frogs. I have these frogs in my back. They're African tree frogs.
It comes with
and they already ate the little green ones. They're really good tree frogs. They're big.
Oh, so they're not originally.
No, tan color. They're kind of ugly.
I don't know what it is in Florida. It's like people bring all kinds of exotic animals from other countries into Florida, and they end up messing up the food chain. You know, I mean, there's so many examples of that in Florida, of these exotic animals from people that get released, and over time, you know, they don't have a natural predator.
Big, what do you call those? King snakes? No. Boas? Or what's the other one that does the strangling?
Boa, python.
Python, yeah.
Yeah.
Supposedly there's big ones down south. I'm not going ever down south.
Yeah.
I went to Alligator Alley one time.
It's anacondas? You know, right?
It's between Miami and
no, I don't think
southern Florida. And man, it was scary through there. Alligators everywhere, and moss hanging everywhere.
Yeah.
You know? Frogs eat bugs. Yeah, frogs eat bugs. But these guys go like that at nighttime. It's terrible. Wakes me right out of my sleep.
Wow.
I know, but why are they there right now? You know, it's like, who planted these frogs to make me not dream?
Well, someone did make a good point. The frogs do eat the bugs. You know, it is a kind
anaconda. Who has anaconda?
It's like people kind of like, you know, are annoyed by bees. And I was happy to report that I saw a bee today, and it harassed me for like ever. And like seriously, this bee was like obsessed with me. And I was going through all kinds of stuff. I was really aggravated. But you know, the bee population, I mean, it's scary because I mean, is it really true? I'm asking you, I'm asking the audience, is it really true that if the bees get wiped out, we're gone in 2 years? Is that true? Is that like
no. They pollinate the plants, right?
Well, yeah, I get it. It's just,
but they're not the only pollinators. You know, anything that lands on a flower is a pollinator.
Yeah.
So you have lacewings, moths, wasps, you know, butterflies. They all, if their feet get the pollen, and they hop over to another plant that's going to pollinate. So it's kind of true, but not really.
Yeah. So there are other, Just simply because they're going from plant to plant. But, I mean, bees are the most natural pollinators, of course. You know what I mean? But
yeah. We wouldn't have honey.
Yeah.
But I think there's wasps.
It's another thing for, like, the human race to be...
I think so.
To just become extinct because bees are extinct.
5G supposedly kills bees.
After 2 years. Right? That's
we got a 5G tower right by me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Some of these 5G towers, they are just... Where you are, do they hide them? Do they make them kind of
No,
blend in with the
no, they're
background?
tall. They're like, I
On
don't
my
know, they look like they're
channel,
200 feet up in the air.
a lot of people will tell you on my channel. Now I've seen some that are made to look like trees. I've seen some
Huh.
that are made to look like to kind of blend in with like poles and things like that, and you can't really you can't tell unless you're really looking. I saw my first um, projects, like legit in the projects, like all bricks, everything's bricks and all that, and there was a 5G tower in the projects, and it was made of all bricks going all the way up, and at the top was all these 5G, um,
Wow.
yeah, 5G tower. I couldn't believe it. I put that up on my channel. I got a kick out of that. It's like
Yeah.
I mean, who thought of that? Seriously. Like I mean, I guess the tree, like that's far fetched, but I guess I get it. They want to hide it. I don't know. Their way of kind of getting around that is we want to beautify it. We don't want it to be like an ugly thing. Well, no,
Well, you know what
they're
I found,
doing it to
you
hide
know what
it.
I found most scary was, you know how you get up Google Maps or whatever map on your phone to go find your way? Well, if you look at it, it tells you when the traffic is congested or if it's flowing. How the hell did he know that?
Say that one more time.
You know on the maps on your phone when you
Yes.
go on to find your friend's house or whatever,
Yeah.
someplace to eat, whatever. Anyway, on the maps, it'll tell you when the traffic is congested.
Oh
It'll be
yeah.
in red or yellow, right?
Yeah.
And when it's flowing, it's in green.
Yeah.
So how do they know that? How do they
Um,
know where our cars are?
I think it's just the
By the
sharing,
phone?
the
By the
sharing,
phone?
sharing of information.
You think maybe by the phone?
Well, no, I mean I know one app in particular, Waze, and
Yeah,
Waze. I Waze, and
yeah.
Waze. I love that. That's the my GPS app, and I know that one in particular. It's built upon people sharing information. So is there if there's a cop, kind of like doing a speed trap thing, everyone will let everyone else know. If the traffic is heavy or moderate or light, they'll say so as well. And also, I think that with artificial intelligence, it's pretty amazing what artificial intelligence is capable of. And I just artificial intelligence, it can tap into everything at once and just I mean, traffic would be amongst one of the easiest things it could do. You know,
Mm.
I'm just making sure. I'm sorry. For those of you who are kids, you ever like your kid's just a little bit too still. You kind of, give them a little smack. Make sure that they react. Well,
We all have
I
fun
guess like
like
new
that, but
parents,
it's
not a
buffalo
smack, but
now.
like you know.
Never heard of a buffalo yet.
But yeah, the artificial intelligence for sure. I mean, it's
Oh,
that's
how
the
about this?
future.
How about this? In Florida, they made a mosquito. It's a mechanical
Yeah, I
mosquito.
saw that, and
Yeah,
they might actually because they're worried about the bees going extinct. They that patent is being used for the bees, and supposedly these like robot bees would pollinate as the bees would. But
yeah.
as far as the mosquito ones though, those seem a little more nefarious to me. Um, like they could spread a disease or something. Although they're not biologically a mosquito, so maybe but then again, you wouldn't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
Well,
I always look
they're
at
trying
like
to
how
have
it
us
can be used.
inoculated with
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
different things, like for shingles and flu and stuff like that, right? It's just another way to do implants
Oh
in our
yeah.
bodies,
Yeah.
implants to find us. And,
Yes. Yeah. And yeah, that's what.
so
Yeah,
like a
you have a
bee,
similar
if
mind to
there's
mine.
a mosquito out there that's a robot, can it just sting us and put an implant, right?
Yeah, I'm always thinking of ways like how can when I hear I'm sorry about shutting this off.
Power off.
I always think about ways that some of the technology that's introduced, how can it be used in a nefarious way? You know, I'm always wondering that. Like, well, okay, that sounds great, but in the wrong hands, what could they do with that? And I can come up with a list, and the scary part is that's what usually happens. I mean, especially you know in times of war. What was that?
What's that guy that runs really?
What was that?
What's that guy that runs really fast?
He what really fast?
Yeah. Flash.
What does he do really fast?
Flash.
Oh yeah.
Movie, Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah, they explore a lot of stuff on that series. Like how people could change things from good to evil, and what happens. I thought that was interesting.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watch stuff like
It
that
is. Yeah. I mean, anything that is some great invention can usually find a way to make it, like you said, evil, and something that hurts humanity and doesn't help it, even though it was made to help humanity. A lot.
Yeah, just like Tesla, right? Tesla wanted to help humanity with his.
Yeah, and they're coming out with that
free
Neuralink.
Electricity, and they stole it from them, and now they have some.
Yeah, he's so worried about AI, and probably rightfully so, that he's coming up with that Neuralink. And for those of you who are Christians, that's scary. They're implanting something in you, but supposedly it'll make you, as smart as, these artificial, like smarter than a computer, because we're talking to compete with AI. So we're talking, like a supercomputer type.
I don't know. They do so much, that is just unreal. Like you would think, how can humans even get to that point? They gotta have help, and then you're looking at the reptilians and alien factor.
The reptilian, yeah.
I mean, you would never think that humans were that smart ever to even control the weather. I mean, that was never even in your mind as growing up as a kid, and even to an adult,
Well, you just look at the technology, the way it's progressed since, I don't know, World War II.
Yeah.
Since the 30s.
Too advanced.
Since right before World War II, the way it's progressed, it's just like leaps and bounds. The technology, especially these last 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the kids? The rainbow kids and all that.
Oh yeah.
They could do a Rubik's Cube in 10 seconds.
Yeah. Although they had
That's
those, what were they?
real.
What were they in the '90s? They were Indigo Kids, except they had something else that some other thing. Um, I actually saw a special where they like revisit some of those Indigo Kids, and they turn out pretty normal. So, yeah.
I think all of us probably that are awakened now were rainbow or indigo children. That we kind of
Yeah,
grew
yeah.
up.
I think there is something to that where when you have a skeptical mind, and you kind of look at the other side of the coin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just kind of,
I kind of figured it out.
yeah,
I'll
you
tell you my theory on it.
yeah.
I believe in life after life. I don't believe that we just die once. I believe that we die many times, and it's just a way of life. It's birth and death, just like everything as far as plants and everything has birth and death. And when we're on a journey as far as life, we're here to experience Earth, but we have other planets and stuff that we could go to too. I mean, that's what I believe, that we could be an animal, or we can be a human, or we can be an alien, or we can stay spirit and be in the spirit realm. But I don't know what religion this is. I think it's my own. But as far as the indigo children, right now the Earth is in a crisis mode. With the weather modification and the water being controlled, and the dirt is being used. It's such in a state of alarm. Everything
The
is.
fracking.
The indigo children were brought in to improve the earth, to save the earth and the people. And
Oh, so maybe that's why they weren't doing so well. That was one of the things that they learned, that the Indigo children weren't doing so well. Some of them, like the ones that,
because they don't understand the function.
yeah.
I think, if you're born with all this stuff and nobody tells you what it's for, then you kind of go crazy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I think that all of us that are awakened, and it's all of you that are listening and know what we're talking about, that are awakened, we're the ones that are going to save the planet and the people. The earth is the people. And then we die and come again. It's like our spirit never dies. We just get a new body every time, new body. That's the way I believe.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of people who would agree with that.
But you feel if the planet dies, I mean, in the Bible it says that the planet won't die, but the people will. Bad people will die. I don't believe in Armageddon. I can't even go there. I can't see God killing people, even the evil ones, because He created everything, and there's negative and positive in everything. So there's going to be negative people and positive people.
Yeah.
It's all created by God, or nature, or the universe, whatever you want to call it. So.
But what if, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
we'll just combat it. It's like, okay, we see now that sun is bad. We see that weather modification is bad. We see that the earth is the dirt and everything is being overused. So we have to use our brains and come up with ideas that are going to help the planet and just keep going. Because those people, the ones that are in control right now, are old and they're going to die. and they'll be coming back as rainbow children or indigos too, and they'll have a whole different idea of what they're going to do. But that's the one thing good about death is the evil people die too.
Interesting.
It's just generations. So what we have to do is get the generation that's in back of us, in other words, the younger ones, to realize what their function is and help us. Pull together. Right?
Well, I definitely agree with that. Very interesting. I don't even know. This chat has.
Dam's got our water. We got to save that water, right?
Yeah, right. This chat, the collective conversation has just gone in so many directions, and I find it. I love it. I love it when we covered our topic, and then I love it when a stream takes a life of its own, and there's a lot of like aha moments for a lot of people, and like people start sharing, everyone knows something somebody else doesn't know, and I love it when that happens in a stream.
Yep. So everybody's got their mind going pretty good right now, I think.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we ought to sign off and pick it up on Saturday.
Yes.
I'm thinking probably around 6.
Yes, definitely Saturday. We haven't solidified a time yet.
I don't know.
But I will put it out. I'll talk to my people. You talk to your people. Okay.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so that'll be. I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm sure that you guys are too. Basically, we're gonna be really delving deeper into Oroville, and also, there might be some significant changes by then. Correct? Potentially.
There might be what?
Some significant changes by then, some decisions.
Oh, yeah, I hope so, but,
yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
So, we'll see, and I know that I'm going to go over to, so Oroville, oh, man, I had it down before, Oroville.
Oh, Oroville Dam rebuild, the chat?
Yes.
Okay,
this is a long, yes. So,
thank you.
Oroville Dam Rebuild live chat, the YouTube channel, which is Susan's channel. And
the only thing was we're not really live. We're silent. Everybody types. I don't have I have the Dam streaming, so there's no talking. Cool. I don't go on their live like this.
Yeah. But
so,
that's cool.
Everybody is just typing their comments, and that's how we talk.
Yeah, it's kind of like
it's nice. Some people might put a little music up for you once in a while, but I don't have any music playing or anything. It's just silence, which is good for everybody.
Hey, you know what? I could go for some silence here and
there.
Yeah. Trust me. But I just want to thank you, Susan. I think that this went great. I was kind of worried because I was reading about it. There was just so much information. I mean, you have been on this. I mean, it's people. It's becoming like a mainstream topic now. But you have been on this since February of 2017, and you haven't stopped, and you are committed. And I commend you for that, because it's not easy to stay committed on one thing and but you are you have a passion for it, and you shared what some of your driving forces are, and that makes more sense. And it's just such a wealth of information that you've accumulated over there, And I suggest everybody, seriously, like, check it out. I'm going to be doing my studying. I want to try to, ask you some questions that really, get your wheels turning.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like just
That'll
some,
be fun. Yeah.
like actually have some like intelligent questions to ask. Um, but I think that a lot of people are now understanding, um, if they watch this live stream, whether they're watching it now or afterwards, just what's really going on over there, and just how complicated, and how many layers. I mean, the rooms, and the melting, and the way the spillway works, and the emergency spillway, and the I was kind of blown away with the algae and the poisoning, and how that could be that's in the spillway. It's starting to see green poking through, on the spillway as well, and on the dam too, or just the spillway. Like green, I heard that, not from you, but somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a lot. It's just fascinating, and there's so much more for me to learn, and so I'll be doing a lot of studying from now till Saturday, and
Hey, well,
I just want to
thank you
thank
too.
you. I just really want to thank you for coming here, and sharing your knowledge, here at the Red Pill News Dispensary.
Thanks. Thanks. It means a lot for somebody else to be chipping in and sharing.
Yeah, yeah, because like,
That your son?
it's a whole. Yeah, I know.
Are you
um,
hiding?
yeah. I just really thought it was cool because it's like a totally different topic than, I normally cover, and I think it's cool, and I'm looking forward to Saturday because I'm gonna be doing my study, and I hope that the chat is as well, and we can all kind of collectively kind of come to the table with the things we have learned, and I think it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, I mean, this was certainly interesting, to say the least. The
Hmm.
way this chat is manifested. I mean, it seems like people don't want to go. There's so many people in here still. Um, it's a great audience. You know, I know it's late. So, and I know that you. Well, I won't say where, but yeah. So I know it's late, and I'll let you go. I know you must be tired.
Well, no, I'm usually a night owl, so it's
I
2 in
am
the morning
too. I am
right now.
too, actually. Yeah.
But I do have work tomorrow. I don't have to get up that early, but I don't know. I think that we covered a lot, and
Yeah, we did.
we don't want to blow minds. We want to
Yeah,
just
we blow our
educate.
minds too much. Yeah, we might not come back.
Yeah.
I
So I'll
don't
see you
want to
on
scare
Saturday. Thanks
anybody.
everybody, and it was great. It was great. It really was.
Yeah, then I was happy that you got to also, kind of chat about some of the other stuff, and, just kind of throw some
Yeah,
things
I
out
think it
there.
was probably like testing the water,
Yeah.
a little bit, to see what kind of responses we get, and it sounds or seems like most people in your chat are awakened. So that's
Oh
really
yeah,
great.
extremely, extremely, and very
Yeah.
intelligent, very intelligent, group that
Yeah.
usually, for some reason, is drawn to my channel.
That's cool. Well, thanks for having me. I'm gonna go now,
All
and
right,
I'll
all right.
I'll
Thank you again so much, Susan.
email you or whatever. Okay.
And I'll speak to you, sometime during the week, and we'll, come up with a time, when our schedules become clear later in the
Okay.
week.
Sounds
Okay.
good. All right.
Alrighty.
Take care.
All right. Take care and thank you again. I mean, what a fascinating woman. Um, Fascinating topic. Fascinating woman. Um, I just, I had been hearing about her, um, and when I had a source actually that got me this interview, and thank you, Lisa. And it's just I couldn't believe it, and because she really is like the top researcher and like go-to person when it comes to the Oroville dams, not Oroville Dam. Now, don't get me wrong, there are others, and I looked at them all, but by far the person with the most experience, knowledge, um, like she kind of has like a wide spectrum as far as not just what's going on, why, prep, everything. And that's why, like, this one I came in, I did some research. I was, I did do research, obviously, but, I'm really going to do research because I want to be able to ask, some of the some questions that really kind of like I said, really gets her wheels turning. I think it'll be interesting, and I hope you guys check out her channel. Again, um, it's the Orville Dam Rebuild live chat. That is her channel, and as she said, it's silent, but you know what? That might be a nice kind of change, and a lot of information on there. Um, Now, I don't know. What do you guys want to do? Um, you guys like want to hang in? You guys want to do a call-in show? Not a lead. Yeah, and it's like sometimes when somebody's like so full of facts, and especially facts you haven't heard from, it's like, oh, you know what? Let me just like randomly check one of them, and you check it, correct. You check another one, correct. Yeah, she knows her stuff. I mean, we are very lucky to have had her on here. All right, Mark Knott, and thank you, Mark Knott. Um, I you know how much I appreciate you. You know how much I appreciate all my mods. You guys are great. No matter what, you know, you guys are great. I really do care about you guys. And you too, Scott. You should be a mod by now. I'll have to look at my list of mods. Um, I know there's some that just haven't been coming, and that's okay. I understand. But I think Scott would be the next great candidate for sure. Should I? Should I knight him right now? No, I can't do that. What do you think, Scott? He might not even want it. Not everybody wants to be knighted. It's a lot of it's a lot of it's a lot of responsibility. Gus the Broken. Did you watch Game of Thrones? You're probably not. I guess. Oh, Scott, what? You want me to take it off? You want me to take it off? You're stuck. No, I'll take it off if you really don't want it until the computer's back up. Yeah, like I said, I don't mind. I'll do a call-in show. No, I went to Night Scott, but I didn't realize he was gonna say I don't want. Have to order a new cord. Yeah, I know I do. I definitely do. Oh, you too. Like for your computer. Leave it? All right, good. Good. Scott is officially knighted. All right. So that's great. And I know it seems like a lot of wrenches in here, but that's fine. That's fine because as time goes, it ends up working out. People end up falling away, and it creates there's some people I got to take off, but it'll all work out. What got me into the subject? Well, I was kind of actually it was kind of like almost by accident. I was studying something about Virginia Beach, right? And then through studying some things with Virginia Beach, I ended up also studying some outages, and then I came across, a 911 outage over there in Butte County, and from that, I ended up learning about the Oroville Dam, and then it was right next door to Paradise, and then they started talking about how, there was like this, like they were very worried about it. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, and what got me into it was basically just like its proximity to um, Paradise, which by the way, it's like the town over, and then as well as just how the what was the emergency spillway or the spillway. She corrected me earlier, but it had like broken. It was like disintegrating because the power of water is amazing. It's so powerful. I mean, that's how we got the Grand Canyon, just water. I mean, the massive water moves. It. You want to talk about moving mountains? That's what water can do. Um, I so just a number of factors, and when I started researching, I started looking into some of the people, some of the people who seem to be like really like the lead researchers of it, and there was a few, and I looked into all of them, and there was another guy I was impressed with. You guys probably know who it is, but she was the best to me. But yeah, if anyone wants to call in, I'll take some calls. Yeah, it's Abby. I'll take calls. Yes, the if you're talking about Scott, he has been knighted due to his loyal service to the realm. Yeah, mainstream news. There's a lot of stuff mainstream news they just don't touch. I mean, for many reasons, they don't want to cause panic. Um, panic makes people not spend money.